What's up? What's up? How's it going, everybody? Happy Monday morning. I am in a new room, which is exciting for me, probably less exciting for you guys, but I have been super pumped about this room for a couple of weeks now. And it's not ready. There's nothing on the walls yet, except for this tiny little clock. But there will be more. There will be more. Reese Leo says, best utility blade. All right, if you're talking about the actual blades that go in them, I personally prefer the Tajima blades that you can get on Amazon. They're really good. But this right here, this was sent to me this past week. I've seen a lot of you talk about it. This is the Tyrant razor from Exceed Designs. This thing's cool. It's a flipper. Excuse me. But it's a flipper utility knife, which is flipper frame lock utility knife, which is quite cool. And they include spare hardware for all of it. Like you can swap this out. I think it's got a spare clip. It's got a spare lock bar insert. Just a full set of spare hardware in the box with it, which is really neat. What's up, Steven? Thanks for the $2. Thank you, sir. Happy Monday morning to you. Blue walls, yeah. So this is going to be a point of contention for a lot of people. I've been predominantly anti-blue on the internet. Yeah, I have. Green is still better than blue, but there is now an exception. I like this office better than the studio where I shoot most of it. It's literally right through this wall. So green is still better than blue, but this office is cooler than the green office. Maybe I'll have to paint the other one. No, I can't paint this one green. I don't know. I've stolen so much decor out of that other office that one is lacking now. But this one, let me get out of the way. I put a lot of effort and a fair amount of money into designing this one. Dang, Winter, step the game up. What are you talking about? Anti-blue. Blue walls do rock. This color blue especially. It's kind of this weird grayish blue. In some light, like in the evening when the sun's just blaring through this window, it's got a really navy look to it. Right now, it definitely looks more muted and like gray. So yeah, when different light hits it, it looks very, very different. When I turn the overheads on, it looks green because the overhead lights are like yellow. But we're swapping those with LEDs. Why not UNC blue? That is the worst. Baby blue is the worst. Blue and brown does go great together. Look at this. This like cognac, yellowish, orange brown, and that blue. Really good. That teal and orange. Yeah, I'm not a ACC or NCAA basketball fan, period. So, or that's what UNC is at least known for, but not really a fan of many sports. Like indigo. Yeah. It's not quite indigo. I don't remember what it was called, but it's like Hudson blue, like my Super 73. I have a blue Super 73. This is the same color as that, basically. And it's funny, the guy who sold me on this color, who works at Sherwin-Williams, his name is Garrett, and he bought the same Super 73 as me, but he bought it the day before he saw me riding it around town, and he's like, oh no, I gotta change it out. I gotta get a different one because he's got the same Super 73. And he was riding it downtown and getting hot dogs, and some kids stopped him. They're like, hey, we love your bike. And they were talking to him about his bike for a little while. And then the kid's mom was like, hey, can I get a picture with you? He loves your YouTube channel. And Garrett's like, that's not me. He's like, I know who you're talking about, but that's not me. We don't look that much alike. We're basically just white dudes, dark hair with beards. But it was funny. He got recognized or mistakenly recognized as me in public, mainly I think because he was riding that Super 73. But then I went and met him because I knew he worked at the paint store, and he sold me on this color, which is basically the color of our bikes. What's up, Chris Clark? Welcome. Tar Heel Blue is an eyesore. Yeah, it is. Good day, Taylor, and all from Guam. Wow. What's up? Might be the first person from Guam to watch one of my streams or videos or anything. Excellent Monday. It's different to see your videos in another location. However, it looks nice at this room, man. You be doing great things. Saludos from Matamoros. What? Tamaulipas? Tamaulipas. Whew. It's Monday morning. I haven't finished my coffee yet. I'm bad anyway. With words. Same person. Yeah, it is funny. And you know why he sold me on this color? He sold me on this color because this is what his house is painted. It's funny. But yeah, the funny thing is, just taking it back a step, we have a mutual friend, Jordan, who originally is the real estate guy who found this place for me. They grew up together, I think. Anyway, Jordan was driving me around. I was looking at a big color swatch, flipping through it, and I found one color that I liked a lot, and it was this blue color. And I had earmarked that one and just set it aside. And we walk in, Jordan's talking to him a little bit, and he's like, "Since you guys are the same person, I'm going to let him choose your paint." And I said, "Have at it." And he beelined to this color. And I opened up the swatch, and that was the exact same color that I chose before I got to the store, which is kind of funny. I mean, just kind of adds to it. We're very similar people. He drives a Land Cruiser, and I drive a Land Rover, you know. He drives the Land Cruiser that I want, and I've told him I don't ever want to talk to him again unless he sells me his Land Cruiser. Thank you for the $5, Maggie. Glad to see you here. Someone asked what the blue item in the thumbnail is. So the thumbnail, just to put it out there, I'm taking user submissions for the thumbnails for this Monday live stream that we're doing, and this thumbnail for today's live stream comes from 875 FPS, who you may know better as John Smith or Brassworks. That is a Brassworks center brass in Timascus. That's his photo and his product. Longtime fan. I appreciate it, Grim. Really do. Good morning, Joe G from Michigan. Best blade steel? Bro, depends on what you're doing. But also, I'm not a steel snob. Just picked up a wee banter, and this thing is definitely staying in the rotation. Speaking of blue, since you said that, this is not blue. It is a similar color to blue in that it is purple. Here's the baby banter. These came out last week. Got a little food residue on mine, but very, very nice knife. Very nice. Very fidgety. Action's great on these things. Baby hand Steve. Who's making fun of Steve? Who's making fun of Steven for his small hands? Good morning from the 615. I don't know where that is. Also, I'm going to need somebody to bring me more coffee. It is one of those mornings and mine's almost gone. Steven does have small hands and wrists. Very, very weak wrists. I've never really had an artisan cutlery knife. I've had the CJRB Feldspar. I've handled some artisans, but I've never owned one. Yes, I've used Popov leather, and I used his stuff way back in the day. Like 2015, before he got as good as he is now. The stuff I have isn't as good as his current stuff. He sent me newer things, but the stuff I bought back then was definitely his early days. Curious, did you and Jeremy decide collectively that there weren't enough cycles to do Whiskey Knife Fight anymore? Cycles? There's just not time right now. We're both really, really, really busy. Like last week, I didn't even make a video. I tried. We tried to shoot it, but I got food poisoning halfway through the week, and it just threw everything off. And then I was going to live stream again on Friday on Twitch just to get this setup figured out, and then I didn't. But I have my gaming PC like literally right here. So this, I'm streaming from a MacBook right now just because I couldn't get everything set up in time, like all my scenes and everything. See, I have all this stuff programmed to a Stream Deck, but I couldn't get it all set up on the computer in time. I have to spend some time this week getting it set up. Hi, Taylor. Greetings from Philippines from Christopher de la Cruz. Awesome. All these places, I've been watching a lot of Geo Wizard. Is that his name? Geo Wizard, I think is his YouTube channel name, but I've been watching a lot of GeoGuessr videos and playing GeoGuessr myself, and seeing all these places pop up is just kind of cool. Places that, selfishly, as an American who never thinks of any place other than America, sorry, it's cool to think about all these places and see them pop up and then see people from them. It's dumb, but it's cool. I really wish I had a coffee set up in here. I would make some coffee while I was in here. I've got stuff in the other room, but I'm just not set up for it. I got beans, a grinder, a kettle, an AirPress. Yeah, we've seen your week, Chris, Steven. We've seen them. All those pictures you've flexing in the mirror in the Discord. You can tell from a mile away. Don't cry too much about not going to the gathering. Yeah, I know. I really want to go, but man, it's just not going to work this time. Have I tried the Giant Mouse Ace Sonoma V2? I have not. Don't lie, Taylor. I saw you in Rocket League. Yeah, I played Rocket League, but I didn't get the stream set up. That's what I was saying. I could play right now. I could switch over to the other stream setup on my PC and play video games, but that's not what I want to do these Monday lives for. These Monday lives are just general chat, hanging out. But I want to Twitch stream a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. Six Shooter Stallion, thank you for the $5. He says, can't stay for much longer, but before I go, do you have any recommendations for a good company that makes leather watch straps? Nothing off the top of my head, sorry. I think not quarter leather. Oh, come on. What's his name? Craft and Lore. He does like a NATO style. They're really cool, but NATO leather straps are very bulky. NATO straps are bulky as is, but when you add leather, they get really thick. So my biggest concern with those, GSD, Greg Stephen Designs. Go with him. He is so good. And it's not nearly as bulky. Matt Calder, Taylor, what is the best way for small maker to reach you? See if they want to check out gear, specifically leather wallets. For starters, leather wallets are a tough one because there are just so many. If it's something really interesting or different or exceptional, yes, but there are so many leather makers that it's hard to, I'm happy to check anything out, but there's a P.O. box you can send stuff to, and I look at everything that comes in the P.O. box, but it's hard to just lay it all out there. I could try and do some sort of like feature of small leather makers. I think that would be really cool to kind of bring some up from the community that I haven't talked about. So there's a potential for stuff like that, especially if you just send stuff. I can throw stuff like that in a video when I'm planning. But like dedicated stuff from small makers sometimes gets really tricky because I struggle in making, as many videos as I do currently, and I'm backlogged like 3 months right now on content. So it's tough, but if you want to check anything out, the first thing you can do is just shoot stuff to the P.O. box or DM on Instagram. And I've got email addresses on all of the accounts that you can send to. Most of those actually don't come straight to me. Unfortunately, I have a guy who kind of manages that for me because there's so much. It's just high volume. I can't keep up. There is an email address that reaches me directly, but the ones that are listed is usually going to someone else. Nick Blackledge, new to the EDC world and just ordered my first 2 decent knives this week. Civivi Knox came in already. Now I'm waiting on the 940. Thanks for all the content. Both of those are really solid knives. The Civivi Knox really caught me off guard. Like, it's really caught me off guard. 940, I've been on the fence about it. It's a really nice knife, but I've always been kind of back and forth on carrying that one myself. I had a 940-3, I think was the model number, 940-2. I can't remember. It had a drop point blade. That one was awesome. I never should have sold it, and of course I did, because of course I did. Oh, I'm way back in the chat. Way back. B. Clark 11, thank you for the $4.99. GM BD EDC meetup in 2021 or 2022. GM. Oh, good morning. Yeah, maybe. I'd like to. It'd be really easy to throw something together and do it at like Smoky Mountain Knife Works, because that's a good central location for anybody on the east. I don't know. I'm going to go see them soon, so maybe we'll talk about trying to put something together there. Stephen M., you need to play something better than Rocket League. Well, if somebody makes a better game, then I will, but until then, Rocket League's the best game ever made. That's not true. It's really fun, though. It's very addictive. You just don't like it because you suck at it. So do I. But I like it. Have a good day, 6-shooter. Thanks for hanging out. $940 is a classic. It is. But the 940 with the drop point was extra special, and I'm an idiot and sold it. Yeah, Tim B says, over 200 watching and only 48 thumbs ups. Come on. I agree. What's my opinion on Invicta watches? I think they're fine. They're okay. They're not going to be the best for the money. They're not going to be exceptional in any way. And a lot of the time, they're either direct ripoffs of something more expensive or very, 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 very gaudy. Personally, and they're all going to be listed online as like $1,400, $1,500 watches marked down to like $80 or $120. They're not $1,400, $1,500. They are cheaper watches. My recommendation is go with something like Seiko or a micro brand in the same ballpark as far as price goes. Micro brands are probably going to be a little more expensive, but they're going to usually have better specs than a comparable Seiko that's cheaper, right? They're usually going to have sapphire crystal, which most lower-end Seikos don't have. Most Seikos don't in general. They use the Hardlex. But Invicta, they're okay. They're going to work. And if you find one that looks good, get it. Don't be too hard-pressed to listen, or don't listen to everybody online. Buy what you like. But at the same time, know that Invicta watches are typically knockoff designs. Typically. And if they're not, they're usually like way over the top. First rule of Rocket League, everybody is trash at Rocket League. It's true. I'd get triggered and quit. What, Apex? No, Apex just doesn't look fun to me, but I do like first-person shooters. I'm no good at them anymore. Do I like TOG watches? They're okay. There have been a couple over the years that I've looked at, but I've never pulled the trigger on one. This is the new room. Yeah, new room. Can I recommend a Seiko under $300? Well, most of them are under $300, except for like your Presage and Cocktail Times and stuff like that. Like Seiko 5, it's rock solid. It's affordable. Seiko 5 Sumo. I think the Sumo is like $350 though. Field watch under $300. Wow, you guys are hitting me. I don't have a recommendation for a field watch under $300, except for maybe a Citizen Chandler. Those are pretty good. Invicta also owns a Glycine now. The only thing stopped me from getting a Glycine diver. I think the Glycines are fine, right? They're more original designs. They're still inspiration, like taking inspiration from others, but Glycines are still good. because they still have their roots, but you can see what Invicta is doing to them. They are cutting costs and cutting corners, and like the bracelets on the glycines, the newer ones, not good. Older glycines have better bracelets. So they're really starting to put their Invicta squeeze on the cost. Thanks, bro. You guys probably can't hear that, but the road is very loud. Seiko 5 Sport. Yeah, when I say Seiko 5, I mean the whole umbrella of Seiko 5s. Will there be another Toast collab? Maybe, probably. Oh, don't start with your anti-Benchmade stuff. If it's about their QC, that's one thing. If it's about the anti-2A, please just do research and read. Like, educate yourself. It was not an anti-2A thing. So dumb. Thoughts on Kershaw knives? I think they're fine. If you're just trying to get something really, really cheap, they're really good bang for your buck, but they're not going to last. You're going to have to sharpen them often. You know, QC is not great. Drop .940, just get an M390 or Magna Cut reblade. I've been seeing a lot of people reblade some knives lately. Best knife under $300 or 3 inches for $150. Honestly, Ferrum Forge Stinger or Ferrum Forge Falcon or oh, come on. I was carrying one the other day. What was it? I can't remember what it was. The Civivi Nox is a great one. Favorite knife brand? People are going to call me a shill, but it's true. I carry this knife more than any other knife I have. Numzon. I mean, you hold it and you can tell that it's better than most of the knives I own. It's not the best knife I own, depending on what you're qualifying as best, but it's a really, really good knife. I do not have an office that's open to the public. No. Sorry. I had a guy come knock on my door one day, and he's like, hey, watch your channel, figured out where your office is just based on one of your videos, and wanted to come say hey, and I'm like, thank you for watching the videos. Please don't knock on my door. You know, it's just kind of weird. You wouldn't show up at somebody's house unannounced that you didn't know. Don't do it in my office. I appreciate everything, watching the videos and everything. Don't show up in my office. A lot of people know where it is now, and it's not cool. It's weird. It's creepy. Now, if you see me out in public, by all means, please introduce yourself, say hello. I'll even chat with you if I have a few minutes, but don't come to the office. It's a massive invasion of privacy. Griffin, thank you for the $5. Your videos and live streams bring me joy after getting off a 24-hour shift. Holy crap. Get some sleep, bro. Wow. Thanks for everything you do. Thank you. That's a long shift, man. It is a bit stalkerish when somebody shows up, for sure. Speaking of, and I'm just, before I forget, I realized yesterday that I bent the crap out of the clip on my Numzon. I don't know how or when I did it. I bent it back some, but the clip was literally sticking off there was only about maybe 1/8 of an inch of the clip on the lock bar. So I bent the absolute crap out of it. I've been pushing and trying to bend it back. It didn't get rotated. It got bent. So I'm going to have to replace the clip on this thing. I don't like how the Lynch Northwest clips look on these. It could be loose at this point because I've tweaked it so much, but I can straighten it back out. That's perfectly straight, but in like 5 minutes, it's just going to be off again. So it could be a little loose, but I think it's just kind of weakened. So I need to get a clip. I might get a milled clip. I had a milled clip on there that I didn't like because it didn't match the finish, but I might get a milled clip for it. Time to get that concealed carry permit. Yeah, it's been time to do that for like 6-7 years, actually. I'm really bad at following through on anything that has any kind of like bureaucratic process to it. Renewing my license, renewing my tags, something as simple as that. I'm really bad at it because I hate standing in line. I hate waiting. I hate going and filling out paperwork. I'll put it off forever. That's legitimately why I don't have a concealed carry. Like, as bad as that sounds, it's really the only thing stopping me. Gonna make my, okay, so Justin Martucci says, hey Taylor, gonna make my most expensive knife purchase soon. Should I go for a lefty small seb or a lefty Shiro Neon? Okay. First things first, the biggest thing that I get from people that are first timers to like a Chris Reeve or a Shiro is that they get them, they're like, this is it. They're very plain. They're very plain. That's what I like about them. They're very plain, but very, very, very solid. So with that in mind, the Sabinza is probably going to be the better tool. The Shirogorov is going to be a little more fun, a little more exciting, but I do think the Seb is going to be a little stronger. But the thing is, I like the Shirogorov Neon Zero that I have more than a small Seb. I'm not a small Seb fan. I think they're fine, but if you get a small Seb, don't get the inlays. Something about the inlays on the small Seb make it feel less substantial. The just straight titanium slabs, in my opinion, make the small Seb better. Now, I've not had an inlay on a large Seb, but I prefer the plain Jane Spinzas, personally. But the Shirogorovs are really, really, really good. Yeah, and permit can be a pain in the ass to get sometimes. Luckily, North Carolina is probably one of the easier states. It is. You just walk in and say, I want a permit. Yeah, I could go get a gun. I have to walk in and say, I want to buy a gun. They'll give me a permit, and I go buy the gun. It's a like a week or 2 week long process, but it's that easy. But I'd rather, if I'm going to have a gun, I don't want to have a gun without concealed carry. So I need to also go get concealed carry. And that requires taking a class. Streaming with a Sony, how do you get it to autofocus? Mine always has to be prompted. I don't know. Autofocus on this thing is real nice. And it's only as slow as it is right now because I have it set to be slower. If I wanted it to be instant, it could be instant. But I can put this right in front. Well, it's not working now, obviously, because I want to show it off. Let's get something a little bigger. I have to basically block my face, and it'll instantly put the focus point. Anything I put right here. What's like a $300 difference? Michael Miller is that guy, yes. Once you have a CRK in hand, you'll then understand the price. I agree. They feel like there is no knife in my collection. I've got Hinderers, Shirogorovs. I have all of the really nice knives. Well, not like super expensive customs, but all the really nice production knives. I got a Grimsmo. And Grimsmo and Shirogorov definitely feel like expensive knives, but the Chris Reeve knives feel tougher. They feel like tools. They feel like they want to be used. I don't have any other knives in my collection like that. The Hinderer feels big and substantial and tough, but it's not to the same degree as, especially the Umnumzan. The large Sabins I have doesn't feel nearly as substantial as the Umnumzan. This is a beast of a knife that's still very slicey. This is probably my favorite knife to carry most days. Like, I throw this in the pocket without thinking all the time. I just love it. Best OTF knife under $50. You're not going to find a great OTF under $50, but the Lightning. I don't have any experience with it, but I hear a lot about the Lightning OTFs. Favorite knife under $500? Umnumzan. I just said that. Great overall 7-inch knife, around $200. I don't know overall lengths. I don't know. Miguel Orozco says, do you have any recommendation for a fixed blade like a Ferrum Forge Lackey or Sea Snake or Dawson Pequeño? Thanks, and by the way, your pronunciation for Tamaulipas was not bad. I'm getting a little better. I was very not in the zone when I was trying to say that. Ferrum Forge Lackey, I really like that one. Look at, and it's a little different. It's a little bigger, but look at a Bradford, Guardian Bradford 3, or a Bradford Guardian 3. Words jumbled. If you can find a Pena fixed blade, go with that. Those things are really nice. But Giant Mouse GMF1, it's a totally different profile, but that is one of my favorite small fixed blades. But the Ferrum Forge Lackey looks really cool. It's like the Stinger in fixed blade form, but I don't know. I'm not the best person to ask about fixed blades. I don't know any alien knives. I have no experience with them. Fat Man's Adventure. Hey man, thank you for being a big reason that I make YouTube videos today. You're a huge role model to me, and I like to make a blend of best Damn EDC and Gideon's Tactical. Big thanks again. Glad to have inspired somebody to make videos. Creating is very fun. It's very hard, but it's very rewarding. So glad that is one of the things that makes doing what I do worth it, for sure. Ford Bronco or 4Runner, depends on what we're talking about. Are we talking about vintage Bronco? Are we talking about new Bronco? Are we talking about Bronco Sport? Are we talking about, an older like Gen 2 4Runner, new 4Runner? It's hard to say. There's a lot of options there. If I had my choice, I would go with an old Ford Bronco. Old. Those are so sick. I'd daily it. I would. Steven, thank you for the $5. I'm out to the gym. Leg day. Have a good day, man, and everybody else. Enjoy leg day. Yesterday for me was mostly upper body, and I'm feeling it. I'm sore. Not sore like muscles, I'm not sore at all, actually. I'm kind of like depleted feeling today. It was a very, very grueling gym day, last night at 11. It was just an hour and 15 minutes of just grinding. And I'm just jello today. Most 5 EDC knives over the last 5 years. That one's tough because I didn't start the channel until 3 years ago. And my collection has changed drastically over the last year. So that one's a tough one. But I did a recent video with the 10 most carried knives that I have. Cameron, thank you for the $4.99. Buddy at work wants a custom barrage. Would you all recommend S30V, 20CV, or S90V? M4 isn't something I think he's ready for since it's humid here. I, out of those, would recommend either 20 or S90. But I'm, again, not a steel snob and not a metallurgist. I just know that those are better than S30V for reasons. I have rusted 20CV and S90V, so I'm a really bad person to ask when it comes to that and humidity. So, yep. They're supposed to be stainless, and S90V is supposed to be very corrosion resistant. And, yep, my Nirvana is S90V, and I got surface rust on it. To be fair, that one is bead blasted, and bead blasting like that can make it easier to rust. I have a GMF1 and N690. Is it worth the upgrade to the M390 version? I don't know. Depends on what you want, right? Do you want something that's easier to sharpen but is going to need to be sharpened more frequently, or something that I think M390 might be a little more chippy as well, but something that's harder to sharpen and will need to go or can go longer times between sharpening? That's really everything that comes down to with blade steels. Those two factors: how often you want to sharpen it, how hard is it to sharpen, rust resistance or corrosion resistance, and then how chippy and easy it is to roll the edge. Those are really the factors in blade steels. And I really, need to just sit down and learn blade steels. For me, historically, if it cuts and I can sharpen it, then I don't care. The sharpening part is tricky because I suck at sharpening. So can I sharpen it? Yes. Will it be good? No. But yeah, like I need to just sit down and research blade steels, and I need to know that stuff. I need to be able to answer these questions with more than, yes, I know this one is harder than this one, and that's all I know. But it's just information overload. Information overload. Speaking of rust resistance, is Quiet Carry Saltwater series actually as resistant as they claim? To my knowledge, yeah. They use Vanax. Or do they use LC200N? I think they use Vanax. All I'll say is that I have a drift in Vanax, and I have not rusted it. So that's something. There are 2 knives I have not rusted, period. Spidey Chef and the Quiet Carry Drift. Actually, so just speaking on like what has been my body and the changes that I've made, I don't rust things nearly as easily. And when I wear my Oris, my arm doesn't turn as green. So I think there was just a lot of salt, really high salinity in my sweat, I guess. I don't know. Acrid, acidic sweat. I don't know. Mechanical keyboard hype or not? I've got a mechanical keyboard over there. I like the flat keyboards on the MacBooks. I'm weird. I've always liked them. I've been writing for years and years and years, and I did 90% of my work on a flat MacBook keyboard, and that's what I prefer. For me, just, I don't know. I don't like mechanicals. They're fine, but I don't care for them. Thoughts on the new button lock Elementum? It's very fidgety. Something about the shape of it is weird to me. It just looks elongated, but I don't like that you can't flip it or something else to get it open, that you have to push the button and flip it. Like, yeah, I prefer something that I can open without having to flick my wrist. I've noticed my BD1N steel is kind of soft. What do I think of the Worksharp Pivot knife sharpener? That's what I use currently. I would like to get a Wicked Edge, like the real Wicked Edge, but I've just not pulled the trigger because the real one is like $700 and up. So I'm definitely going to invest in that soon-ish and really, really, really try and get better at sharpening. I do like MacBook keyboards. I know that puts me in a weird category, but I like them. Get over it. Hell, I like the keyboard on my iPad better than a mechanical keyboard, if I'm going to be honest. Any small knife vids in the queue? Actually, yes. That is one of the reasons that I have this right here. I'm going to be focusing on small knives in a video soon. Bro, get out of here. Vox Dapper. That's a fun knife. I liked it. Does the Malibu have a flipper? Yes. Yes, it does. Best sharpener for a beginner? I would definitely say start with something like one of those fixed angles or the Spyderco Sharp Maker. Spyderco Sharp Maker is good. I've got one somewhere, and I wish I knew where it was. I've got that and all of the Worksharp sharpeners. The Sharp Maker is just dead simple, and it's hard to get wrong. You can screw something up, but it's easier to correct yourself before you go too far with the Sharp Maker. Oh no, there's a mechanical versus Mac keyboards discussion going on in the chat. Uh-oh. And now Spyderco Benchmade. You're just trying to start fires, aren't you? Sorry, not sorry. I chew my ice. Just got a Rip Rock 15 after seeing your EDC bag video. Now it's a part of my constant EDC. I love it so much and can see it getting much use in the years to come. I really liked the Rip Rock. I got rid of it for one reason. Two of my watches, my automatic watches, two of them got magnetized, and I've never had another watch get magnetized, and it was only in the span that I used that backpack, and I think just reaching through all those magnets over and over magnetized my watches, and one of them that got magnetized was a very expensive watch, so had to get rid of it. KME isn't bad. I struggled with the KME for a few reasons. One, like, I couldn't get the angles right, like on the tip and the heel. I always ended up like hitting not the Ricasso. What is that? This doesn't have it because it's a, come on, think of your knife terminology. The plunge line. I always hit the plunge line. Oh God, Danny, what are you doing? Thank you for the $4.99, but he says pineapples on pizza. Hell no. Get out of here. That's disgusting. I love pizza. Pineapples on pizza can get wrecked. I hate it. Doesn't go on pizza. I love cooked pineapples. I love pizza. You put them together. Disgusting. Just like mint chocolate. I like mint. I like chocolate. You put them together. Horrendous. It's a horrible flavor profile. Best bang for the buck between $100 and $200. That is such a broad range of, like, there's so many knives in there. I can tell you what my favorites in there are. Is the Gale Bradley? Nah, Gale Bradley's more than that, right? It's also out of stock. But what does it cost? $171. Yeah, Cal Bradley. It's a really good knife. It is M4. If you can find it, it's M4, so it will rust. But I think that's a really solid knife. It's hard to argue PM2 or Para 3, both really, really good knives. So something that's happened, not to get off in that question, but something that's happened to me over the last year that I didn't realize is the number of Spyderco knives that I own. It just crept up on me. I got a PM2. I no longer have a Para 3, which I need to buy one because I want a Para 3. But I have a PM2. I have the Nirvana. I have the Shaman. I have the McBee. I have Gale Bradley. I have the Spidey Chef. I have the Techno 2. And something else. And I just looked at my collection. I'm like, I have so many Spyderco knives. What happened? People used to get on to me because I didn't have enough Spyderco knives. Now I have a lot. Sweden says, hi and keep up the good work. Work hard, do good. Thank you for the 55 Sweden krone. I don't know what the currency is in Sweden, but thank you for the donation. I imagine it comes out to, I don't know, $10-ish? What is SEK? I have to look it up now. It is a krona. 637. Thank you for the donation. Krona. What watch would you recommend for a new person to the EDC community? That's a very personal piece of equipment, watches. But depends on your budget. So follow that up with what your budget is, and I can answer it because it's huge. Do I have a Leo? They sent me a sheet with the pronunciation. Yes, I have one. Leo. They made sure to send me a sheet with pronunciation because I'd pronounced it Laguiole before. It's Leol. Cameron, thank you for the $1.99. Everyone's favorite or most recent purchase, Mini Adamas here. My most recent purchase was the AD 20.5 from Demco. Just my brain is not. It's got to spin up today every time I want to use it. It's got to. I just wanted to let you know I first found your videos by watching Peter McKinnon. Well, thank you. How'd you find me through Peter? I appreciate that. That's cool. But how did you find me through Peter? Very interested to find that answer, hear that answer. I also have this in my pocket. I don't know why it's in my pocket, but it was also in my pocket. The old M4 bug out. I do want to take, I was talking about this in the last live stream, take something like this backpacking, but my biggest concern, especially with the bug out, is the Omega springs. As I said, my sweat seems to be less of an issue now, but I have busted a bunch of Omega springs, and I think it really comes down to corrosion. I think they corrode with sweat, and I am definitely going to be sweating if I'm backpacking for 20-some miles, 15, whatever it is, I don't know. I'm definitely going to be sweating, and I don't want my Omega springs to bust on me. So, good looking office. Thank you. This is the new space. Through this wall is the old studio. It's still the studio, but that's where the videos are going to be shot. This is where I'm going to live stream. I want there to be separation in them. This is also like my study because this is such a chill room. Really great room for chilling. The at won't work. LOR forgot the other additional wordage. I don't know what that means. The AD 20.5 is great. Have you handled it much yet? The Shark Lock is amazing. Now I need to find an AD 20. I am going to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of the AD 20.5 for a number of reasons. If your knife fails because of you sweating, it's not a good knife. That's true. That's why I think I'm going to just eat the weight and carry the Umnums on backpacking. It's not like we're going, hardcore backpacking. I think I can handle a 5-ounce knife versus a 2-ounce knife. Michael Miller, I'm out. Time to head to Dallas to take pics of knives. Nice. Thanks for hanging out again, man. Glad to see you in here pretty much every Monday. It's good to see you. Maybe we'll have you on sometime. That'd be cool. Although you're kind of like a wild card. I don't know what to expect from you. I never know what to expect from you. Any motorcycle guys in here? Used to be until I almost died. YouTube suggested me. That makes more sense. I'm glad they did. That's awesome. Chill music in the background. Well, it's got to be royalty-free music. I could have a playlist set up for next time. That's easy to do, but I just haven't. What would you classify as budget, mid-grade, and high-end dollar marks for knives? So mine has definitely shifted in the upward direction, but budget is, I'd say, under $70. Mid-grade is in the range from like $150 to probably $300, and high-end is $500 and above. Of course, that high-end is the low-end for some people who buy like $4,000 knives. Shark Lock feels more robust than Access Lock for action. Yeah, no, it does. I'm going to go get it. I'll be right back. Rode my bike yesterday and my butt hurts. Okay. Yeah, I do sound like an old man. You guys, I told you I broke my tailbone. Well, actually, I bruised it because it's getting better. So it's definitely bruised and not broken. But yesterday was just a hard day on my tailbone. Shit. I can't say that, can I? What didn't I like about the 80-20.5? So that's what I went to go get. First things first, it is Austin, which is not a bad steel. It's not super corrosion resistant, but I got surface rust on it on day one. To be fair, I was setting up this room and I was sweating a ton because it was like 80 degrees in this room and we were moving all the furniture in, but there's still surface rust on this. Not much, like a couple of spots. You're not going to be able to see it if I hold it up, but maybe you will. Here, I can do this. Still probably can't see it, but it's tiny little spots. Tiny little spots. For me, it comes down to, one, the detent. It's not actually a detent. It's just positive pressure from the back spring that keeps the blade in. And it's very loose. You can easily flip this knife out. The other thing is that if you hit this, the knife could open in your pocket. It's not going to fly open, but it could definitely, like if this got depressed, the tip comes out. That I don't like. I just don't. It's very fidgety. It's a very fidgety knife, which I like. But the other thing I don't like is that you've got a thumb hole, you have a thumb stud, and then you have this action. The stud seems completely useless to me. Like, it works, obviously, but it's just overkill. Why have so many opening methods? I don't know. And the placement of the thumb hole is bad, too. Like, if the thumb stud wasn't there, it would be much better. Other than that, ergos are great. The profile is okay. I'm just not a huge fan of the blade itself, like the looks of it. And, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a tough knife. This one could be a good contender for backpacking if it weren't for the Austin steel. If this were S90V, 20CV, hell, Van X, this would be a great knife for backpacking. Like, probably the best knife for backpacking. But because of that, the blade steel, and the redundancy and opening mechanisms, yeah, I don't know. Ooh. The lock is like slipping. I know if you put pressure there, it doesn't, but interesting. It's not slipping all the way. But it's popping. It hasn't been doing that. See, that wigs me out. I don't know. Not a huge fan. I don't hate it, but I'm not a huge fan. Plastic handles in Austin for $150 hard pass. Quick, someone take that out of context. Yeah, I'm not saying that again on stream. Would you rather have a small and sleek knife or a big sturdy knife? It depends on the situation, but most of the time I'd rather have a big sturdy knife, which is why I normally carry the Umnums on. Mini grip or mini bug out. I think the mini grip's a stronger knife. I'm not a fan of the mini bug out because it's too small. Yeah. Bead blasted finishes add surface area, and more surface area makes it easier to corrode. It gives rust more of a chance to form. Whereas when you've got one of these just pure stone washed finishes, these stonewash finishes do not help rust in any way. And this one, that's the thing about this Austin. Austin, I don't know if it's technically considered stainless. I think it's close. It's corrosion resistant, but not stainless. This one's not bead blasted. It's a not mirrored, but stonewash, and I rusted it pretty easily. But I was sweating a ton, so take that with a grain of salt. Patina, patina, patina. Speaking of patina, take a look at my Gail Bradley. Anyway, I think it's in here. It is. It is. Look at those handles. Those scales are so nice now. They've got some dye from my denim. I don't know what the red spots are from. You don't see them a lot in this light, but in other light you see red spots in there. I really like this knife a lot, especially after getting the sharp dress knife scales on it. It is M4, and it can rust. So definitely something I've got to, keep an eye out for, because I live in a very humid area, and I'm a sweaty boy, apparently. But I still love this knife. Stammy, hi, it's been like 1.5 years. Would you consider unbanning me from the Discord? Hell no. Get lost, dude. Hell no. I'm behind in the chat. Hey, Taylor, if you buy a Winkler Knife 3, buy one even though my wife might. What? Wanted a good gym shorts pocket, small and light knife. Ordered the Spyderco Grasshopper. Looking forward to it coming in to check it out. This is what I would have recommended. Just saying. Not to make you feel any less good. I don't remember what the Grasshopper is, but the Dragonfly. When I'm in gym shorts, headed to the gym, this is what goes with me. Come on. You can focus. You can do it. I believe in you. No? There we go. The old Dragonfly. This is such a good knife. Such a good knife. I stopped carrying the natural Open C because he sent me more wallets like this one. You guys will learn more about this one in the coming weeks. But you can see that this one's got a little bit different texture to it. Come on now. This wallet is very nice. Video idea, how to take and edit EDC pics. I have good gear, but completely suck at those Gucci videos. I am not one to critique or teach. I definitely have stuff to learn still, but maybe. Was that Dragonfly worth $120 though? They're usually $70. Okay, so I mean like the Dragonfly in general. Was this one worth $120 because it's green? Hell yeah. Yes, for me. For most people, I wouldn't recommend it. But the green, I would much rather have the green G10 than FRN, sure. Do I think it's worth almost twice the price? No. But I can write things off as a business purchase because I'm doing a video on this. So I did. Do the liners stick out past the scales on the Gail Bradley 2? Yes. Less so with these aftermarket scales. Less so, but they still do just a little bit. It's not as egregious as the Elementum, but it's the first thing I noticed about the Gale Bradley 2. Can I Spidey flick the Dragonfly? I think I've done it once, but it's not easy. This thing is a tiny little knife, and it's a backlock. I can thumb flick it all day, but Spidey flicking is a little bit more difficult. There we go. I did it. Not easy, but it can be done. One more time. I don't know if I can do it again. Hey, I did it. Any thoughts on the CRK and Cosi? I mean, what? It's a Sabenza 25, basically. Not sure what you want to know about it. I'd prefer to have an Umumzan over a Sabenza. How's my watch journey going? Have I found a balance of fitness tracking and beautiful watches? No, everybody keeps telling me to try the Aura Ring. I've been looking at the Aura Ring for over a year, and I haven't pulled the trigger because I don't think I'm going to like wearing a ring. So currently, still just rocking the Apple Watch. I have this knockoff-looking G-Shock case for it. But no, I've not found the perfect solution. I think the Aura Ring is probably the perfect solution for most, but I don't think I'm going to like wearing a ring, and I've just not been able to pull the trigger on a $300 fitness tracking ring. Because really all I want to do is track my workouts, but the Apple Watch has proven to be somewhat handy. So it's kind of like, I don't know what I want to do. Do I ever carry my Veros? Yeah, I carry the, I think I put it up. This is like my rotation bag. I did put it up. This is what I carry the most. I keep in this little roll from Arc Company. The Isotope is the one that I carry the most. I don't carry the Bacon Damascus Synapse because it needs to be sharpened. And I just haven't sharpened it, and I don't want to mess that one up. Watched the video of your top 10 minimalist wallets, and you have most definitely slimmed down since then. Good stuff, bro. Makes me want to get into the gym. Yeah, it's been 6 months now since I started working out and eating right, and yeah, I feel a lot better. A lot better. I've got more energy. I'm level-headed. I don't feel depressed. I don't mind waking up and getting out of bed in the morning. Everything feels good right now. I'm tired because I have to squeeze my workouts in at like 10:30 p.m., but just jumped in. How do you like the Gale Bradley? Love mine as a user. It's not fidgety, but a damn good user. It is a little fidgety. I mean, you can fidget with it a little bit. It's definitely a different knife for a fidgeter, but yeah, I really, really love this knife. This is in my top, I'd say top 10, maybe top 5. Maybe. Biggest thing for me is the steel M4. As most know, I'm really good at rusting things, and mine hasn't really even started to patina yet, but I did get a little bit of surface rust in the pivot area. I don't know if you can see it. It's right in there. I flitzed it so it didn't get any worse. And it's gone. It's not really rust anymore, but it's kind of, sometimes when you get rust and flitz it, it leaves a little bit of almost like a scar. And that's what that is. So that's the biggest concern for me. I really love this knife, but the M4 steel, like, I almost wish it were coated or something other than M4. M4's tough, but I really struggle with corrosion. Here we go with Apple again. Yeah, I know. What's up, TM? What's up, Mike? Best gift I've received from a fan / subscriber. There's been a lot, not like a ton, but let me go get the real one. Let me show you. So Chris, I believe is his name, from Renegade Provisions, sent me this. And this barrel pick is, I think, it's not a barrel pick, it's cask strength barrel whiskey. This stuff is really, really good. Really good. 118 proof. It's hot. It's very hot. So that's like the one of the best legit gifts I've gotten from I would say a subscriber. I don't know about fan. Fan seems like a weird word to me, but this is the the best odd gift. So this is it's made from a postcard. This is a handmade notebook. So this dude put the paper in here and made a notebook by hand. He sewed it together, I think. Or maybe he bought it like this. I'm not sure, but it looks handmade to me. Like the way that the paper's in it, it's not even. The paper is like definitely, you can see here, it's made with notebook paper. So, I don't know. But this right here is a handwritten critique of one of the videos I made. This dude, the penmanship is amazing, but he time-stamped the entire video, and every timestamp he's got multiple critiques of what I said or did, or it's pages and pages and pages. And then he signs off with, "Hee haw Bill." This is art and true dedication, but most importantly, this is art. So, thank you, Bill. This one stays in my video set. I thought it was hilarious. Somebody took so much time to critique me. Andrew, you should do a P.O. Box unboxing video or something like that. Show some of the things people sent me. I would, but people haven't sent me a whole lot of stuff. Companies send a lot of stuff to the P.O. Box, but not a lot of subscribers send things in. I've had a few things sent to the P.O., but that's it. Caleb, who thinks they can top whatever gift he brings back? Yeah, if somebody wants to top that whiskey, by all means, send all the whiskey. Neves Knives, what's up, man? Taylor, I've got to ask what camera you're using right now, and I can always get the GB coated, just a thought. Yeah, I know I could get it coated, but I could also force patina it, and I think force patina would help protect it from rust. Whoever wrote that was a Fountie. I know that's one reason I really hate them. I know a stub nib when I see one. What camera? This is the A7S III with a Sigma 24-70 lens. F1.8? 2.8? 2.0? I don't know. That doesn't tell me. I can't remember. 2.8. It's on the freaking screen. F2.8. The Sigma lens is where it's at. The camera's great. The camera's really great. But the Sigma lens is where it's at. I mean, look at this. This lens is real nice. Axel Roast. Hey, Taylor, what's up? I bought the JRW Tough Clip because I saw your video. I'm also planning to replace my carabiner. As you should. The Tough Clip's awesome. I didn't just collaborate with Jamie because I wanted to collaborate. I collaborated because this is a legitimate good product. These things are awesome. Yeah, mail call vids would be fun. I would love to do mail call vids, but I just don't. I don't have the stuff to do mail call vids with. So if you guys send stuff to the P.O. box, I will gladly open it up. There was something I did in the past where this was a long time ago. I had people send stuff like scrap material and things, and I would build things using the stuff they sent in. That was back when I did mini mod Mondays. Every Monday I would do a DIY project. I have adhesive on my arm and it's bothering me because I had a pain patch on my elbow. But I don't necessarily want scrap pieces anymore. But I could come up with something pretty cool. I don't know. Where I incorporate whatever scents into something. I was going to do, in the old office, I was going to do a wall of anything people sent in. I was going to display it on one wall, but I'm not going to do that in here because this wall is, this vibe in here is too good to dedicate a wall to something like that, unfortunately. Do I know Lagavulin? That's my favorite. Bruh, that's my favorite. I love Lagavulin. That is my favorite whiskey, period. What woods do I prefer to smoke food? I really only use competition blends so far. I've not really dabbled with different woods yet. I use this. There's a cheap competition blend from Sam's Club. It's $14 for 40 pounds of pellets. And I just keep buying that because it's so cheap and I smoke so much. Cigar question. Have you ever went from a great to I'm going to puke in 2 puffs? How do you stop that? 1, no, that's never happened. And 2, are you inhaling? I don't know. Find a better cigar. Or, okay. The real answer is drink a ginger ale. Get a really spicy ginger ale, like a Goya, and drink that while you're smoking a cigar. The sugar content will keep you from feeling like you're going to throw up. Or just a few pieces of chocolate. You need some sugar. It's your blood sugar doing some crazy things. But yeah, definitely just smoke with a Goya. That is actually one of my favorite things to drink when I'm smoking. What is the best affordable EDC flashlight outside of the Olight brand? Streamlight MicroStream, for sure. Nicotine nausea. Where's the question? What was it? Yeah, I think that's really it. You're just getting like nausea from the nicotine. Andrew or Brazen is more educated on that than me. I really haven't even been smoking cigars for a year, so cherry wood is bomb for pork. Also, check out Lumberjack brand at Royal King. We don't have those around here. I really like having Arnold Palmer with my cigars if I'm smoking midday. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, what's up? Is this TC? I swear to God, I've read your email like 5 times, and I'm like, I'm going to reply, and then I don't reply. I'm the world's worst with emails. I'm going to reply as soon as I end the stream. I swear to God. Because I need to figure stuff out, too. I think I'm going to come that way this week. Or like later this week or early next week or something. But I need to go camping for a few reasons, channel related. So if I'm in the area, we definitely need to talk. I've ever thought about making my own knife. Would be a fun shop video. Yeah, so I'm outfitting the shop with some equipment so that I could make things. A knife isn't high on my list because I've got so many other things. But yeah, I think eventually I'd like to make my own knife for sure. I don't want to get into knife making specifically. Like, that's not why I'm building the shop. But yeah. King Marshall. Taylor, my wife's birthday is tomorrow. She tells me she doesn't like knives because they're too big, but she keeps taking my Gerber dime and my bug out. Any ideas what to get her? Bug out mini or something like this. Dragonfly. Something small. I would recommend the Dragonfly because it's going to be one of the most safe knives for her to use. They're $70. Small. Really good knife. But also you could get a bug out mini or a baby banter. Little baby banter. You can get it in purple. Mini Swiss Champ update. I think they're on their way this week. So you're going to see more and more about it on the old Instagram. Bradley Marger, can't believe I woke up early enough to watch this live. Well, I'm glad you did. Glad you made it. Ooh, S110 bronze hardware 160 shipped. Oh man, I think I gotta get it. Ooh, I think I gotta do it. You know, 1 second, I'm gonna buy a knife. Sorry, not sorry. Said I gotta get a PM3 or Para 3. It's S110V with micarta scales and a deep carry clip. I've got to do it. Ferrum Forge Stinger. Ooh, there's another one. Where'd it go? OG parts, 240 for that one. Bronze lynch. Oh, I might have jumped too soon. But that one's. It's all right. I should show you guys what I'm doing, but I wanna be quick about this. Which knife? Let me show you. I think I can show you. What happens if I do that? Nothing. Cool, cool, cool. Well, why is that not working? For some reason, I can't show you the screen. Let's just cancel this. Give me 1 sec. I didn't set up screen share before I started, and it's not showing. Oh, not that one. No. I'm so out of loop with the. Okay, yeah, we can do that. I'll just do my whole screen. Sorry about that. That right there. Buy now, fix technology later. I think that's a pretty sick looking. Here, let me move my face. I can't. There we go. I think that's a pretty sick looking Para 3, especially in S110. Those Putnam scales. I'd be happy with it. Especially for the price. It's not very expensive. Yeah, it's Grizz, yeah. I've staked my claim, but somebody else might have beaten me to it. The one right beneath that in the Discord. Let me close this. think I can show you the whole Discord. Yeah, I gotta move my face again. This one. I don't necessarily want a coated blade, but that one, I think this one's actually more expensive. But it comes with those tan scales as well. That's a nice patina right there. I think it's a patina. I don't see it listed. Maybe it's already sold. I don't see it. When I'm doing that stuff, I can't see you guys, so can't read comments. The ghost of Taylor Martin floating around the screen. What's my opinion of cold steel? I don't really care for cold steel. I just haven't really ever cared for them. What time zone? I'm in Eastern time, North Carolina. Shouldn't be shopping while I'm live streaming, but I am. I swear there's a... What is that knife? Porch Stinger, Kershaw. Am I crazy? S. Reed. This was Lucas's old knife, but I don't see it listed. Shannon Reed Coastal Knife Slip Joint. Ooh. Okay. Uh-oh. Whoops, sorry about that. I accidentally closed out of my tab. What Discord channel is that? That's my Discord. It's linked down below. Best Damn EDC. It's not a patina. Yeah, no, I know it's not. It looked like it at first, but it's the S. Reed, Shannon Reed Coastal Knives. Am I active on the EDC subreddit? I'm not. Man, I got like... It's always been kind of 50-50 with that subreddit for me. Like, I post one time and everybody's like, oh, yeah, that's sick. And the next time you post, Siege said, buy the Coastal Taylor. It's badass. Then why are you selling it, Siege? I want a cuff, too. I want there are like 3 or 4 knives on there that I want. It's too expensive. But yeah, sometimes I post on the EDC subreddit. I've not posted there in a long time, mind you. And sometimes they're like, that's awesome, love this carry. And then the next time they're like, this is dumb. And it's just so back and forth. Thoughts on the Alliance Designs Ice Light? I have one. It's for sale. It's a good knife. I just don't ever carry it. It's kind of chunky for its size. No, somebody asked about small fixed blades, and I recommended a Pena fixed. Yeah, John 875 is very busy. I don't know that he's going to be doing knives anytime soon, or much of anything. He'd been talking with me about not doing it for a while, so I don't know that he's ever going to come back. I should take it. I'm not going to like sit here and haggle on live stream. Cuff is cool, but it's expensive. I got a lot of hate for how proficient my photography was, probably. Slip joint recommendations. Not sure what you're after. I've messed with my 3D printer a little. Grizz. Hey, what's up? I have made an offer. Well, not really, but I have shown interest in your knife, sir. We'll talk after the stream. What time is it anyway? Almost 11:30. What's up, Isaac? Glad you could make it. Welcome to the live stream. John did have a job before, but he has a much better job now and keeps him very busy. Best sounding knife ever. Just don't love the lock bar access for $400. I can relate. Wait, you're trying to be Clark. What are you trying to buy? A cuff. I'll offer more. No, I'm kidding. Take the cuff. It's a sweet knife, but I think Para 3 is what I'm going to take backpacking. I think. Maybe. Just seems like a really good knife to take backpacking. I was thinking about this one. Just taking the Dragonfly and a good fixed blade. Or leave a fixed blade and just take this. I'm not going to need a fixed blade, right? I'm just backpacking for a day. But all of this is important. What do I take, right? This is a gear channel. You guys are going to want to know what I'm taking, so I'm putting thought into it. Going in October. So I've talked about moving these over to Twitch, these live streams. And I'd like to know, I wish I could hold a poll, like a live poll. But I'd like to know whether you guys, I can, right here, create a poll. Should I stream on Twitch? There. I have put the poll somewhere, but I don't see it. Where did it go? Where's the poll go? Oh, it's at the top. Sorry. Okay, I see it now. Uh-oh, somebody voted no. What do I do with this poll? All I can do is end it. It's a pretty even split. 52-48. Yeah, I think Twitch is a better live stream platform too. And my biggest concern with live streaming here on this channel is what it does to the channel's standing. I don't know if these are affecting the channel overall, like how it ranks with search or how any of that works. Nobody really seems to know. But I feel like if I'm going to keep streaming, I could. What games am I proposing? I don't know. I'd like to just play a few different games. I'm obviously going to play some Rocket League, but I want to do more than just Rocket League. Community game night. Yeah, I think it would be fun to play with you guys. 51% says no, that I should just not. I mean, it makes sense. I'm asking YouTube if I should go to Twitch, But I would definitely be playing games with you guys for sure. Go live on both. I've heard that going live on both is not exactly a good idea. But again, who knows if that's real. Ramon, thank you for the $5. Morning, brother. Love the content. Keep up the great work. Just chilling over work, watching your stream. Nice. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I think streaming messes with the algorithm a little bit. I've seen my channel start to taper since I started live streaming, and that's why I'm considering going back to just, if I do streaming on Twitch, but I can't make money on Twitch. unless I get a partner status. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm tends to massacre you if you post videos successfully and then stream suboptimally. Yeah, and I think that's the case, right? These live streams get like 10,000 views as like a VOD or a video on demand after the fact. I think that's also considering live views, but it doesn't matter. 10,000 views versus on Twitch, I wouldn't have to care about it. And then my normal videos get 50-ish thousand views on average. 50, 70, 100, sometimes 30 some. So that's a big discrepancy, and I think it affects the status of the channel. No, I'm not worried about the time that I'm streaming. I'm not worried about how many people are watching right now. Totally fine with that. It's really get in touch with Ham Radio Crash Course. He does weekly stream that goes to both. I just think it's a matter of what the overall views are compared to a normal video. So we'll end the poll. That is 54% no. It's okay. I wanted to hear your opinions, but I think if I'm going to keep streaming, it makes sense for me to bolster Twitch instead. You can post these live streams as YouTube video on demand afterwards. I could, but I also don't think that people are going to want. I mean, maybe you would want to watch it. With the amount of money that YouTube take from your super chats, you don't see much anyway. Yeah, I think YouTube takes like 60% or something like that. I can't remember what it is. 40. It's a big cut. What games would I play? Let me pull up. I don't think I have Steam on my MacBook because I don't. I have Steam on my computer, but I have the monitor plugged into my MacBook. I never played Red Dead, although it's not something you guys probably want to see now, but that's something I want to play personally. Do I have Steam on my phone? I do. It's not going to tell me what games I have, though. Wreckfest is a lot of fun. Fallout 4, you all recently played. Rocket League, all games. There we go. So I used to play PUBG. I'm absolute garbage at it, but I would play it. I would try Apex with you, Brazen. I would try Apex. It doesn't look fun to me. I don't like futuristic shooters like that. The Stream Deck, is that what you're talking about? This thing? This thing's great. But Steam Deck, I don't know what that is. No Man's Sky. I want to try No Man's Sky again. I did content on No Man's Sky when it first came out. DayZ. The Long Dark is something I love. Green Hell. I love survival games like that, but Green Hell is just mean. I used to do a Friday Night Live horror streams. Played like Deadlight, Outlast. Played a few games like that. Late at night. I don't know. I'm just trying to see what all I've got here. I have a lot of games, but a lot that I've never played. A Bloodhound main. Oh, the Valve handheld. That's right. I haven't looked into it. I think it's expensive. That's all I remember. But yeah, if you look at this, let me zoom in a little bit. 1,846 hours in Rocket League, 200 and some hours in PUBG, and then 60 some in No Man's Sky. I've also got over 200 hours in Rocket League on other platforms. So Rocket League was definitely my main game for a long time. Rust. Man, there's something about those MMOs, the survival MMOs that I don't like the idea of somebody just swooping in and taking. I don't have enough time to play a lot. So when I spend time building something up and somebody just, I just hate that. You'd love to see me try and play Dark Souls. I'd just like to have a little fun while we do these streams, because just sitting here talking is fine. I enjoy talking, but at some point this no longer becomes fun for you guys. But the idea with the streams is to do other things, right? So play Twitch, or don't play Twitch, stream on Twitch and play games. Take this whole setup to my shop and stream like smoking meats, stream me working on the Land Rover, like more than just playing video games. The streaming stuff is just something I want to lean into because I enjoy it. It's fun getting to talk one-on-one. Well, not really one-on-one, but one-on-one-ish with you guys. And just, you know, get in front of the camera more and less like robot, make a video Taylor. I want to just chill with you guys. And if I'm live streaming the content of building and rebuilding the Land Rover and stuff like that, I think it'll be fun. You guys can see what I'm doing in real time and see how much of an idiot I really am. Smoking the meats. Yeah, I think streaming for me is it's just something I've always wanted to do. It's not going to take over anything I'm already doing. I've made assurances to make sure that everything that I was doing before is going to stay the way it was. I have podcasted before. Whiskey Knife Fight is the current podcast that is on hiatus for a number of reasons that I keep getting asked about. What do I think about brightening watches? I think they're cool, but not for me. Stream unboxings. Risk of Rain 2. I own it, but I've never played it. GTA 5 with a lobby full of knife guys. Oh boy. I do have GTA 5. If I were to only own one CRK, what would it be? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, noom's on. I love the MML format. I think we'd all love to have some more live interactions in different scenarios. Yeah, for sure. Best damn ASMR. I've had a video planned for a long time for EDC ASMR. ASMR and with knife and EDC sounds. Yeah. Hang on. Live streaming. I live streamed No Man's Sky when it first came out, and that was so fun because there was this like big hunt for portals. Everybody was trying to figure out what all these monoliths were on all these planets that kept popping up, and nobody could figure it out. And I streamed some and played that when it first came out. And it was so much fun. But yeah, No Man's Sky is a totally different beast these days, and I want to play it again just to see how far it's come. But this PC has been just sitting dormant. It's a pretty powerful gaming PC. I think it's got a 2080 in it, i9. I don't remember all the specs, but it was basically maxed out right before the 3070s and 3080s were announced. It was not a cheap PC, and it just collects dust, so I want to put it to work. Robert Ruggiano says, I made this week. Thanks God for teachers finishing everything they had to do. Oh, glad you can make it, man. Car mechanic simulator live streams would be cool. I'll be a real car mechanic instead of simulator. Although if I do try to stream from the shop, I'm going to have to get another internet connection out there. And man, all this stuff is getting expensive. 3 offices, a shop, multiple internet bills. It's all adding up pretty fast. So if I do it, I've really got to do it. What's in my pocket today? So I was carrying the Zon. Oh, I've got some pocket trash on me. I showed you the wallet earlier. It's just a OpenSea topsider, or Hubei 2.0. So I have this. I think I might have had this last week in my pocket, but it's just a ridge slider from Magnus. It's a really cool little magnetic thing, but I have something else. I have a billet spin gambit with a radioactive insert. This is a Damascus top, stemless top. So if you're not familiar, the inside comes out and you can replace it with a bunch of stuff. Billet Spin sent me a little care package last week with a Zerk gambit and a semiconductor coin, I think it's called a reptilian or reptile Damascus coin, smiley face coin, and a Damascus coin in a Zerk Gen 3 body. So what I was saying is that you can pop out this insert, the coin, and swap them around. So I have Damascus and Damascus stemless top now. These things are really cool. Pin and flashlight, we have the micro acradium from CWF, as well as a mini click from Big Idea Design, and the power pint. It's been a pretty consistent EDC for the last week or so. Am I looking through the classifieds? I was. Oh, here we go. What's Brazen saying? Going back to what games I would play, I would definitely stick with, like, you know, if anything new is coming out, anything is really exciting, I'd play whatever's new. I'm not trying to become a Twitch streamer, like a gamer boy, gamer guy. But I think just, you know, chilling on live streams and stuff in my downtime, which I have a little bit more of right now than I normally would. But that's until I get the Land Rover parts in, and then I'm going all in on the Land Rover. But I think live streaming while doing that build would be cool. Do I ever feel like I have too much and wish my carry could be more simple? Yeah, there's definitely a give and take. There's so much gear around all the time that I've got to, like, think about what to carry. Like, I have this right here. I like this knife. The Wee Kite Fin. I've barely ever carried it, but I really like it. It just sits. I flick it sometimes and then put it back down. All right, what time is it? 11:45. I'll stay until noon. Oh, I'm out of coffee, though. Oh, no. Good thing I brought a water. There's also a bottle of whiskey there, but I think it might be a little early. Cracking open some whiskey at 11 on Monday. It's never too early, right? This one I think is just really plain Jane, the Kite Fin. Really plain, but it's a really good knife. Yeah, coffee's been gone for a little bit. I keep grabbing the cup, only to realize it's not there. Oof. That was not a good sip. It was mainly grit from the bottom of the cold brew. Any update on the Tapa Mini Champ? I got word that we will have them soon. That's all I really know. I don't have an actual time frame. Just soon. A big Pena sell 8:30. It's good to know. I should do unboxings, first impressions when I get new random gear in. So that's interesting to say because I get new gear in multiple times a week, and it takes 2+ days to make a video. It just doesn't work out unless I did a whole bunch of stuff all at once. And stuff really just kind of comes in at random. But I've definitely thought about doing unboxings and stuff, but I did them for so long when I did tech reviews and stuff. I need to keep a brewing machine. Yeah, so there's nothing on this wall over here right now. So I'm looking for the perfect piece of furniture to put a coffee station in here with an espresso machine. That's my current goal. Taylor, this comes from Nathan. He says, what would you say are the best coffee places and lunch spots for that part of North Carolina heading that way Wednesday? The place I go for coffee is the best place around. This is Groundwork Common. Really, really good coffee in Concord. Food, Smoke Pit. Great place if you like barbecue. Really, really good food there. Concord is kind of devoid of really solid places to eat. There are a few. Like out in Mount Pleasant, there's a place called 73 in Maine. That place is really good. But currently where I am, it's really just Smoke Pit and... Yep. I'm sure there are other places, but Groundwork has really good food too. The coffee shop. Now, if you're in Charlotte area, there's a lot of other places that you can eat that are really good. Do I know about the price of the Mini Champ? I don't. I don't know off the top of my head. Do I have any J-Oser knives? I have the, it's actually right here. The Tengu flipper from Benchmade. I got this in the Bass Pro video that I did. Hell, I might do another one of those this week, honestly. I think I might. Where should we go? Where should I go and buy an EDC? Punches, resells. Hey man, new here. You in NC? Where in NC? Charlotte area. I'm in Concord. How about Huntersville? I'm not super familiar with Huntersville as far as like where to eat. There's a pretty good pizza place, but it's more or less a chain. And I can't even think of the name of it. Hawthorne's Pizza. It's pretty good, but they're expensive and kind of chainy. Not really chainy, but like, I don't know. The pizza's good. Ace Hardware. Hickory area. So what do you resell? I've been thrifting and antique shopping a lot lately because this is a very vintage office setup that I got up. What do you resell? You got a antique mall? You got a booth? Huntersville. I'm just trying to think of something else from Huntersville that's really good. Huntersville is unfortunately devoid of any good coffee, but restaurants, I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. I used to live really close to Huntersville. Home Depot, gas station, thrift store. There is an antique mall that I could go try and put together like a vintage EDC. I think that would be fun. Cabela's, but it's the same as Bass Pro. No, the Cabela's isn't really close to me. It's like an hour away, 40 minutes away, but it's way better. The last time I went, it was way better than Bass Pro. I've not done Dick's Sporting Goods. No, I haven't. You got flagged because you wrote dicks. I sell anything. I do eBay and Amazon. Okay. I am in the market for a few pieces for this office, and I'm just not sure what all I'm going to be able to put together here. So the other office, I went very minimal with the wall decor. This office, I'm going to go totally different. I'm not going to go like overboard, but I want to fill a lot of these walls with stuff. Vintage EDC would be dope. Best EDC you could find anywhere within 30 minutes of your house. That would be tough to put together. I thought you did a sporting goods store, or am I just confused? I did Academy Sports. All right, just a few more minutes, then I'm going to go eat lunch. I skipped my breakfast this morning because I woke up late. Yeah, they're cool IKEA things, I guess, but I want like a real vintage table. Let me show you what I was looking at, if I can. What is it called? There were these old typewriter desks, and I don't know that it would be quite big enough, but they were really cool. Vintage typewriter table. Yeah, so something like this right here is what I'm looking at. If I can get back and show you guys. This right here is a really cool vintage table, but I found one on Facebook Marketplace for $50 and it was all wood on top. One big solid piece. They had like refinished it. Like this. That's what high-low typewriter stand. That's what I'm looking for. But they're not exactly easy to find with these cast iron legs. It's got to fit the vibe that I got going here, right? I really enjoy the interior design aspect of putting a space together. Checkers or cookout. It's cookout all the way. Sure. All right, see you, Brazen. What's up, John? Good to see you. All American Maker on IG. Is that the dude that does your candles? He and I had been talking about it. I just didn't ever pull through. What do I think about Juggernaut pry bars? I don't know. I'm not familiar with them. Not currently. Jamie is behind bars. Who's Jamie? What's my Twitch name? Best Damn EDC. Go figure. I might hop on Twitch a little bit later today just to test things out with this. Spend some time, get this set up on the PC, and maybe I'll Twitch stream a game tonight. Or not tonight, but later today. Or tonight. Maybe tonight. Our Made Candles AEM is different. Okay, I'll look them up. Same guy that did his candles. Get out of here, iMac. I thought I knew what I was talking about. Check out Copper Shed Facebook group. And makes all AA. I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. His stuff is really good. Does he do flags? I think he does. Dude, I need to talk to him today, actually. I'm going to DM him. Ace Hardware. The only Ace Hardware near here is... All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up just a few minutes early. Tummy is grumbling, and it's been fun, but I'm about tapped out. I think what I'm going to do is plan out a few things I need to plan out, take care of some housekeeping, like emailing TC. Sorry, dude. Dropped the ball like 9 times now. Get the PC set up, and I'll try Twitch a little bit later. Just kind of an impromptu gaming stream. I haven't done that in a very, very long time. So let's do it. I think that's what we should do today. So thank you guys for hanging out. We will do this again next Monday. So I will see you guys 10 a.m. next Monday. Be sure to subscribe, like, all that stuff if you haven't. And follow over on Twitch. It's Best Damn EDC over on Twitch. I'll see you guys next time.